Okay, guys, so let's go through this real quick. This is what a Social Security disability judge is usually thinking about before you enter the room. And just so you understand, when a disability judge will end the prior hearing, they will then take a little bit of time to go ahead and review the claim before you walk in to do the next hearing. So one of the things that you'll notice is that when you go to the in-person hearing office, you'll sit there, the person will walk out, and then like 10 minutes later, the clerk will come out and say, hey, the judge is ready now to bring you back. Or, hey, the judge needs a few more minutes. Then I'll come back and bring you back. And so, what's really happening with this whole situation is that a disability judge is doing a quick pre hearing analysis on your claim. So, this is most likely what the disability judge for your Social Security Disability Insurance hearing, SSDI, or Supplemental Security Income hearing, SSDI, SSI, Title 16 or Title 2, Title 16, getting a little tired, is thinking about your upcoming hearing. So, again, this is for both SSDI and SSI based claims. Let's get right into it. The first thing that the judge is probably thinking about is how old is this person? Do the child rules apply? Are they, 0 to 18 years old, maybe 19 with academia, and there's some sort of pull there with the rules, things like that? Or is it something where they're under 50, but not a child? So there's no grid rules. Are they over 50? Are they over 55? Are they over 60? Which grid rule would potentially attach? Okay, so what's their alleged onset date? They were 53 when they applied. Now they've waited 3 years to get this hearing. Now they're over 55. So we're looking at potentially a 50 to 54 and a day before 55 grid out category. And if they amend their alleged onset date, they could potentially found disabled at the 55 category as well if the vocational side has a problem for getting them found disabled. So then you're thinking about, okay, amending the alleged onset date, how would that work with this situation? Would it be needed for this person to be found disabled? Thing number two, their brain usually would go to, what are their main impairments, right? What is the disabled claimant's main list of impairments, their medical diagnostic impairments, right? Is it just one, or are there multiple impairments, right? How do these impairments combine? How do they interact? Is it just physical? Is it mental? Are there a combination of both? Or is there one really, really bad physical and then not so bad mental? Which particular physical or mental is the strongest part of the claim, right? Then number three, this is where they usually go after that. Where on the five elements, right? The five elements, the five-step sequential process, the elements of disability benefits, where on this five elements is there a potential hang up with this situation? Again, where on the five elements is there a potential hang up with this whole situation? So what we're getting at is the judge will think, okay, through the elements that potentially exist for this claim. Number one, what is the person earning? Are they earning any money right now? When was the last time they earned money? Is there any potential side hustle or under the table money there? Element two, how long have they been dealing with this impairment? How long has this impairment truly been severe? Has it lasted 12 months? Is it likely to last going forward into the future 12 months? Or is it going to stop at some point and they'll heal and be able to go back to work? Is it something that's going to result in them being terminal, dying from it? Number three, are they really severe, or do their impairments combine to make them potentially unable to work? Element three is, I'm looking at this list of either child-based or adult-based Social Security disability listings, right? Do they look like one of those listings? Do their impairments sound like somebody who's limited with those particular issues? It's one of those situations where they're like, well, do they look like a predetermined listing? And could they potentially go through on that? And then they go to the next one, right? Element four. All right, so what were their jobs? What were the things that they used to do? Like, did they work there a while? Did they earn a little bit of money? Did they earn a lot of money? Did they get fired? Did they quit? What happened to that job? Were they consistently in the same industry, or were they in different industries? What transferable skills potentially is a vocational expert going to apply or bring up in this situation? Then they get to element five, right? They think, okay, well, are there other jobs in the national economy that they could potentially do? So, for example, are there jobs, where it's like, they could potentially do that. They learned some skills where they could apply them to do that. They were this. Now we can maybe give some jobs here. Could they still do those simple jobs? Then we get to basically section four of this, right? Are there doctors, right? The SSA claimants doctors, or rather the claimant that's presenting before the judge, are those claimants doctors saying the same things that the SSA's doctor is saying? right? So then we get into this whole like weighing of the evidence. How much worth do these doctors have that the claimant presented with? Okay, are they specialists? Are they just PCPs? Are they just therapists? Are they master's level providers? Then over here, the SSA's doctors are specialists. So what we get into is this question of, okay, where are these doctors at with how high in education, and specialty they actually are? What is their worth of evidence? Are they saying the same thing, or are they contradicting each other? Is this doctor saying they're really, really severe? Is this doctor saying they're really just mild? Like, where on the spectrum are these two individuals, or these two sides, these two doctors at this point? Is it an easy thing where the doctors agree, and then at that point, hey, it looks good, cool, awesome, it must be similar, we got both sides saying they agree? Or is it something where one doctor says, they're diagnosed for this, the other doctor says they got it wrong, the diagnosis isn't there, right? You have those two competing interests, right? And who is the most credible at the end of the day? Okay, weight of evidence, and who's the most credible? Well, you got four doctors saying this and one saying that. So are the four doctors right, or is the one saying that right? Then we get to section 5 of this, right? Is the claimant a faker, right? Are they, somebody with smoking guns, silver bullets, showing that the person is not really the disabled person at which they claim? Is there somewhere in their evidence that shows that the disabled person is not being truthful, okay, is being disingenuous? And they look at all kinds of things. They look at, okay, is the claimant currently working on finishing a degree, right? Because if somebody's getting educated, the whole point of the education is not, a lot of people think it is not for just personal self endeavors to feel happy and feel great. It's not that. It's, you're getting a degree, you're spending that money so that you can go ahead and get a future job that will earn you more money. That's how it works in the real marketplace of life, right? So the point is, are they getting another degree? Is it a degree that's specifically for something where they're going to have to do something that's against what their disability would normally allow? A lot of people get a degree in, like, being a doctor, right? And it might be something simple. Let's say like being a nurse, right? Than a doctor, and that's a lot of physical activity. You got to pick people up, move stuff around, carry medicine, apply things, do it repetitively, not make mistakes. A lot of things there have to be done correctly in the same lineup to be able to successfully administer those things, those requirements of being a nurse. So, they look at that. Are they trying to finish a degree? What type of degree are they doing? Is it something that physically they're going to be able to do in the future? What's the whole path here with it? Then they look at, has the claimant recently had a child? Look at, okay, are they the stay-at-home parent? Are they the person who basically hasn't worked for a while? And, look, they just had a child, and they like to get a check every month, while raising that child. They look at those things. Are they running a business on the side under the table? Is there anything in the evidence? Maybe a report from a CDI unit, secret police. Did they find something? Is there something going on there? Maybe recent jail or prison activity, right? What was the crime that was committed? When was it committed? Is it a repeat offense? Do they have a history of doing these types of crimes? Is this a situation where over an extended period of time, they've been unable to go ahead and get the therapy that they normally need? Is this a situation where there's therapy notes in the record and they just flat out have been aggressive towards the therapist, and the therapist has kicked them out and now they can't get it? Is this a situation where they keep threatening people? So these are things that the judge will think about, right? And then we get to the next one, 6. Is there anything that was missed with the claim? Maybe DDS caught something. Maybe there's a notation of an old ROI report. Maybe I need, right, more evidence, another CE appointment to see if the claimant has changed medically. Maybe I need an IRS report to see if there's any recent earnings. Maybe I need an IRS report that's more recent just to see if any of the quarters of coverage have changed. Maybe there's something extra in a DDE report. Maybe there's something extra in that 3373 that they filled out 3 years ago, that things have changed, or they didn't know everything they needed to know to fill out that form, and they filled it out, they submitted it, and boom, there you go. Basically, maybe there's something else in the record that they should be looking at, right? Now, I'm going to go through these general categories again, and then basically that will be essentially what a judge is thinking about before you walk into that room. How old is this person? What are their main impairments? Where are they at with the 5-step sequential process, and where's the snag? Where's the hang up? Are their doctors saying the same thing as the SSA's CE and ME doctors? Is the claimant a faker? Are there any smoking guns? Is there anything that was missed? Maybe DDS caught something, ROI report, maybe I need something from the IRS. These are all the things that the judges will usually be thinking about before you actually walk into the room. Now, with that said, please remember to click that like button. Don't be stingy with the like button. Please remember to subscribe. Also, if you want to call me about representing you, that's totally fine. Just do it during the 9 to 5 when I'm at the law firm. But if it's just a general question, don't call during the law firm hours, right? We get tons of people. I just have a quick question. And then 30 minutes later, I just have another quick question. Remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go live. Tuesday, I go live on Facebook. Thursdays, I go live on YouTube. If you want to spend more time on the phone with me when we run the questions, that's fine. Tuesday's your day. The popular one is Thursday. Remember the rules. Use a fake name when you call in. You get 5 to 7 minutes. Have your question ready, right? No story mode. So with that said, please remember, all these amazing things. We have members now, which is incredible. It helps support me getting new gear, updated gear, or just another thing of that gear. Like when something breaks and we don't have it, it's like no videos for 3 or 4 days. But the point is, if you like these videos, please consider leaving a review right here, Disability Resolution on Google, just Disability Resolution Law Firm or Florida, and then boom, you're good to go. I will catch you in the next video where we talk about CDI units and additional ways that those secret police on behalf of the SSA will approach an individual to go ahead and gain access to not only statements that the disabled person might make, but also areas that individual, that investigator would not normally get access to without a warrant. I will see you guys at the next video in about 10 to 15 minutes. I will catch up with you then, and you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.